Sigmund Freud is an Austrian neurologist and founder of psychoanalysis. The psychoanalytic theory states that the unconscious forces act to determine a human's personality and behavior. Freud then explains these forces, which he called the psyche. Id is the primitive and instinctual part of the mind that contains our sexual and aggressive desires, as well as our hidden memories. It is the first part of the personalities to be developed. On the other hand of the spectrum, we have superego. It is our internalized ideals that we have acquired from our parents and society. The superego works to suppress the urges of the id. It is said to be the last to develop in our personalities. And in between id and superego, we have ego. It is the second personality to be developed after id, and it represents our conscious decision-making process. Depending on which force is in control, a person's behavior may change. In neurotic psyche, superego is in charge and it may often cause anxiety and guilt. If a person has a healthy psyche, the ego personality is in charge, while the id and superego are balanced out. Lastly, for the psychotic psyche, the personality in charge here is id, and its primal urges follows. But how does Freud define consciousness? Let's take this iceberg consciousness metaphor to better understand the theory further. Id operates in the unconscious part of the iceberg. It exists outside of our awareness at all times. Preconscious is composed of information or memories that you are currently unaware of, but can still be recalled. Who operates in this part? Ego does. Ego does not only operate in the preconscious regions, it is also present in the conscious regions, which is our current state of awareness. Well, how about superego? Superego is always concerned about what is socially accepted. That is why it operates in all three levels of consciousness. To understand more of these dynamics, Freud encourages us to look back into our childhood within the terms of phases. He proposes the idea that how we behave today can be linked back to how we were during our childhood. First is the oral phase, where we deal with feelings surrounding eating and ingestion. Depending on how parents treat their child in this stage, the child could grow up to be an adult who takes pleasure in refusing food, or someone who depends on food to calm down. Next up is the anal phase, which we now call the potty training. In this stage, we begin to explore the limits of authority. Freud claims that the children have sexual feelings towards their parents, and Freud again names these tendencies. The first one is Oedipus complex, which basically refers to a male child having feelings for his mother, while the Electra complex entails that the female child could have feelings for her father. If, for example, a parent is cold or doesn't show much affection towards the child could grow up to be an adult who associates love with distance. The fourth stage is what we call the latent phase. As is stated in the name, Freud says that the libido or sexual desires is dormant during these times. The sexual energy is sublimated and redirected towards what we feel are most important. For example, are the school, work, hobbies, or friendship. The last stage of this theory is called the genital phase. It is time for the sexual experimentation through intercourse instead of self-pleasure. Freud attempted to incorporate these ideas when he was having sessions with his patients. This psychoanalysis therapy aims to release repressed emotions and experience, or in other words, make the unconscious your conscious. He said that with proper analysis, people could uncover why they are feeling a certain way and adjust accordingly to reality. Freud analyzed dreams, which he called wish fulfillments, and parapraxis, or slips of the tongue. Even though there are people who do not accept Freud's theories, His ideas are considered as today's foundation for modern psychology and therapy. So the next time that you feel like eating all of a sudden, or getting angry at a classmate, think of Freud's theories. He says that there are reasons why we are currently the way that we are, and the only way to find out is for us to uncover ourselves.